Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we're taking a look at the DX Ride Striker from Kamen Rider Geo. It is a motorcycle that can turn into a ride watch. Reminds me very much of the Lockseed bikes from Kamen, in the same way that you would have a bike that would turn into a Lockseed and could fit on the Sengoku driver. Here we have a bike that can turn into a ride watch and fit in the GQ driver. So very, very cool. Love the packaging here. Here is Geo riding it on this side. I thought maybe they'd have gates on this side, but not so much. Nothing really going on the bottom. Just ride watch. Here's gates. Gates can ride it too. So there you go. Pretty simplistic packaging and not really too much to the bike, but it looks pretty cool. So let's get it open. Now let's take a closer look. So here is the Ride Striker ride watch out of the packaging here. The katakana says bike. So very direct and to the point. It's not a perfect ride watch. It does have a bunch of stuff hanging off the back, but the bike lock seats were very much the same way. So I understand. But it looks pretty cool. Here is the rail system on the back. You can see it is number 81. It obviously does not have any sound effects or anything in it itself, but it will get sounds out of the GQ driver. We'll get there in a moment. So pretty cool. This is one big sticker here. You can see the bike parts all folded up. So basically how this works, we'll zoom out a bit. You want to separate the watch. You can see there's a seam that runs right here. So you just go ahead and kind of pull it apart. And then this piece will flip out to the side. You can pull the handlebars back a little bit so that you can flip this piece around. You have to move this around like this. And that'll kind of stop there. You can see that there's kind of a tiny peg. I'll zoom in there. So right there you can see the peg, and that peg's in here, and then when it's in the ride watch mode it pegs in over here. So then you can snap this into place. Then you come back around, pull out the front wheel, snap that into place, flip the seat around 180, and then just kind of straighten out the handlebars. And there you go. You have the Ride Striker. I like this quite a bit. They did a good job of having the rail system kind of act as like a kickstand, so it won't fall over, which is nice. I mean, from this side, obviously it looks better. From this side, it looks like part of a ride watch, especially in the back here, but it's really not that big a deal. I still like the look of it quite a bit. So let's go ahead and bring in Geo, so we can get him riding this. See how hard it is to probably, let's see, how do we want to pose him? I'm terrible at getting these guys to ride the bikes. I'll just say that now. Alright, there we go. And then he's got his other... So there you go. That works. He's riding it. Looks pretty good. I have a theory that the whole reason these figures are smaller is because the bike had to scale to a ride watch and then the figures had to scale to the bike. That's just my guess. I don't know that. But that's what I've always kind of guessed. But I think it works. I mean, I think the bike scales well to the figure. I think he looks good riding it. Pretty cool. So I like this. I'm going to go ahead and transform it back into a ride watch, and then we'll bring in the GQ driver to see what sounds we get. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and slide it on. So you can see the screen said Ride Striker, which is pretty cool. That's summoning the bike. Obviously, again, this has no sound effects. The button doesn't do anything, so you're not going to get any kind of sounds out of this by itself. But you can tell when I first slid it on, it didn't really do anything, because normally during that time, you know, the watch would make the sounds and this doesn't make sounds. But then when you spin it around, it says Ride Striker. The other thing I wanted to demonstrate is you can, of course, put it in the ride watch holder, as we see them do on the show all the time. So you click it right in, and then you turn. And this is the problem I have. You have to make sure you insert it the right way. I wanted to demonstrate this. I'm going to take this guy off. So there's a certain way you have to put it in, because the piece on the back, because it moves, it's very difficult if you mess it up and put it in the wrong way. Let me show you how to get it out of here. So because of the way this thing moves, you have to put it in on the right side. So you have to make sure that they're going to turn counterclockwise, because if you do it the other way, I guess they turn counterclockwise on both, but you have to, I don't know why, it seems like when I put it on this one and then I just turn it, no, it's doing it to me again. I don't know, sometimes I have absolutely no trouble with it, and other times it's very much of a problem. It's very strange. So if you plug it in, it's because this piece wants to move, so it's really weird. Maybe if I put it in the other way. There you go. Okay, so that's how you have to do it. Because this won't turn the other way, well, I guess it will, but it seems more resistant to do so. So, if you take this and you plug it in, and then for some reason it seems like going that way, it seems to work a little bit better. I don't know. It can be done. You just have to be a little careful because this piece can move. It's not as easy as putting in like a ride watch, which doesn't move, and then it pops out really easy. So it's funny. I've played with this a bunch of times, and it's like 50-50. Sometimes I have absolutely no trouble, and sometimes it gets really stuck in there, and then this thing just winds all around. So, but it can be done, just like on the show where they keep the bike and then they take it out and transform it into a bike. So you can attach it to the ride watch holder. So I think the Ride Striker is pretty fun. One of the few times we actually have a role-play toy and an action figure toy all rolled into one. The sounds you get with the Jika driver are pretty cool. It just says Ride Striker, but you do get some fun like revving motorcycle sounds. Not really any special attacks or anything, because of course there's no sounds in the Ride Striker ride watch itself. But I still think it's definitely a lot of fun and worth picking up at least one for either your Geo or Gates figure to ride. I didn't bother attaching it to any of the weapons because there's no electronics in it, so it won't make any new sounds out of the weapons. The weapons will just themselves make the sounds they always do, so I didn't really bother showing that off. But yeah, I think it's fun. I definitely think it's worth picking up at least one of these. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.